I'm going to do a short walkthrough of how to demo our edge compute stack using some open source compute vision, FRIGATE. I'm going to use an FFMPEG and YouTube downloader and media MTX also. The idea of the demo is just to show an alternative for when you don't have an actual IP camera installed for your demos, what you could do. I mean, you can easily, using this setup here, pick up any video. It could be something you store in your box, in your Google Drive, or something more appropriate for streaming like an S3 or something of that nature. And you feed that into FRIGATE without having a camera, right? So it's all about creating this rtsp streamer. So let me show the setup. Yeah, so I'm gonna be running this whole demo in a virtual ECS host that I have here in my NUC at home. I'm gonna have a metal load balancer or a bare metal load balancer just so I can fix the IP of the streamer, just to make it a bit easier for me. Obviously, you could use a node port or IP. So yeah, up to you. So what's important here is that I'm going to use a container, which is going to be an Linux-based FFmpeg container, and I'm going to use it to read from different sources, right? I could be, in this case here, just hosting a file in my box, but I'm also could put it anywhere, right? It could be an external NFS storage or local, doesn't matter. So once you have that, all you need to do is feed that into the media MTX, and then you're going to use the FRIGATE open source container configuration to read from it. It's very, very simple. In the demo, I'm going to show you, actually, I make it the ultimate flexibility where you can get the video directly from YouTube. So you can pick any URL and just put it in your configuration for your FFmpeg container app here. And you can get videos directly from YouTube. Obviously, when you're doing a demo, make sure you use something that is not copyright or that's not going to get you in trouble. By the way, this is how I used to do before, but this required an external NFS. Here I had it, the files in this NFS server, also the configuration from the FRIGATE, but I find this one extra element that you actually don't need, right? So you can take straight on from the internet with that. So first of all, just to show, this is my ESXi host client that I'm using for this demo. You can see here, this is the container worker node. And you see, I'm going to do this in a very small setup here, right? You see worker node with just 4 CPUs and 8 gig of memory. And you can see that you can still do it, right? You don't need GPU, you don't need something big. Right, let's take a look at my actual repository here. So I'm going to be sharing this FRIGATE streamer publicly. And inside here, I have a dashboard just for troubleshooting. The metal load balancer, which again, for you, all you need to do is really scroll all the way down and define the addresses you're going to be allocating. That's pretty much it. Everything else you can use as is. The FRIGATE, I took it from Alan. Alan is the TPM in VMware by Broadcom Edge Business Unit, right? And he shared with us this FRIGATE configuration. So I pretty much took it almost one-to-one into mine. I just made, obviously, the change about which path I'm going to use. So, I changed to put the IP of the streamer right here and just some small changes. It's not, you can figure out, there's a lot of cool things you can do with FRIGATE. By the way, a lot of documentation online about what you can detect, some special tunings. Just go to their documentation if you need. But anyway, going back, I have a FRIGATE, which is going to be reading from this, which is being generated by this media TX container here. Again, straightforward from the developers page. Only thing I've done here is provide an IP, and I'm using the default 8554 here. Now the FFmpeg is where the fun part starts. So this is where I use this Linux server FFmpeg image, and I created a stream loop reading from an external file or URL here. So you could use this one to very easily get it from box, S3, some bucket, just fine. But then I also got this one running, which is the best one in my opinion, where you actually use the same, but now you deploy a Python. So you can run a YouTube downloader. You install this, and you create this while loop here so you can keep playing, otherwise it would just play once. And all you have to do now is change this URL to whatever you want. So I went here to YouTube. For example, I found this free supermarket, no copyright footage. I just copied this URL straight into here. And once this all said and done, I can just go to my node IP. And again, just to recap, I'm looking at the Echo orchestrator where I have my host configured. It's already fully activated using this rep. And you see here, this is my node IP, right, where the worker node is loading, running. And yeah, so if you go there, you see now this is, so again, the node IP and the node port I'm using 3778, and you see pretty much different tests I had here. You can see some different YouTube where people were detected and so on. And this is live being taken from the video from YouTube. And that's pretty much it, right? It's gonna demonstrate how you can easily deploy this and have this running. And by the way, you can do all the configurations live here, right? You can go here, configuration editor, and start changing things, right? If you want to change the IP or any of the parameters here for your taste, you can do straight from here. Another interesting thing to do when you're doing a demo is to go here in the settings, and then find motion tuner here, and you can see it live how this open source computer vision AI is picking up things as the video is moving, right? And you can tune here different thresholds, contour area to adjust your detection. But yep, that's pretty much it. Just have fun. Oh, actually, before I go, while you're doing this, if you find any issues, the recommendation obviously is to troubleshoot, right? First of all, you can check let me just clear here. So you can check that everything got deployed. So I'm looking into my host. You can see here, this is my pod where most of the problem could happen, right? So first thing you should do if you're troubleshooting, just get the logs from this guy, and you should be able to see the video being fully loaded. It should give you all the details about the video, the frame rate, everything should be here, right, to help you. And the ultimate test is just install VLC, and you can run, make sure the video can run, right? So you do things in steps, right? Make sure the FFMPEG is streaming, and then you make sure the media streaming is working. Just open your VLC. You should be able to see the video first, and then you take a look at the FRIGATE, right? So these are the three things you need to check. Make sure the streaming is running, RTPS is working, and then you can make sure you can go back to your FRIGATE, and everything should be just working smoothly. All right, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy.